Hello, everyone. It is February 23rd, 2022, aka Elden Ring Review Day. Tomorrow's release date, or I guess Friday's release date. Anyways, we got a bunch of news to get to. We're going to be talking some Elden Ring reviews. There won't be any spoilers or anything like that, but let's go ahead and get to the news. Let's begin with everyone's favorite topic, Activision Blizzard, specifically the CEO, Bobby Kotick. That's right. He's back in the news. Apparently, he's going to be getting some big potential payouts. Potentially. According to an extensive SEC filing about Microsoft's planned $68.7 billion acquisition of the company. Microsoft and Activision both proposed that Kotick could receive as much as $22 million in stock this July or later if Activision's board sees improvement in the company culture. The measured improvements would include the implementation of a zero-tolerance harassment plan and an increase in hiring women and non-binary people. Of course, you got to remember Kotick took a pay cut in October, so he's very poor right now, chat. This was, of course, in response to the company's scandals and said that he was foregoing bonuses until the board saw improvement. The filing also indicates that the board may extend Kotick's contract by 12 months beyond its current March 2023 expiration. Kotick has not been expected to remain at the company long after the merger goes through, according to a source that was told Axios about this earlier this year. Should Kotick be fired without cause by Microsoft, he'll get a $15 million golden parachute, also according to the filing's compensation proposal. As far as golden parachutes go, that's quite low. Also, going by how much money he's actually made as CEO annually in the past, but it's a lot. From my perspective, 22 million in stock this July and 15 million as a golden parachute. That's a lot less than I thought he was going to do. So, hey, if it gets him the fuck out of there, he's going to make money regardless when he leaves. And if we're only talking about $37-ish million, sure, get him the fuck out. Fine. The idea that he gets $22 million, though, if the company sees improvement in company culture, it's fucking wild. That's fucking wild. Talking about Activision, Call of Duty Mobile recently surpassed $1.5 billion in global lifetime player spending across the App Store and Google Play, following its official launch in October 2019. At the moment, Call of Duty Mobile is ranked as the number 14 revenue-generating mobile game globally across the App Store and Google Play in 2021, according to Sensor Tower data. Number 1 is PUBG. Doesn't state for how much, but if 14 is, just shy of a billion or so, a couple hundred million, those mobile games are making money. Speaking of Call of Duty, for the first time in 2 decades, Call of Duty will be skipping a year. Activision has delayed 2023's game, which will be made by Treyarch, to 2024, according to sources that have told Bloomberg this. They're calling it a shocking move that will have massive impact on the franchise and the industry. This decision was made completely independent of Microsoft. Call of Duty Vanguard underperformed, and Activision executives have been concerned about the games cannibalizing one another, sources say. Good. Sure, let's get a skip. Let's see what happens if you get to develop an extra year on a Call of Duty game. I think that's fine. It will have some pretty big impacts on the industry, though, for sure. On the franchise, it could be very good. On the industry, not having that game every single year to sell X million copies, you could see a downturn in terms of global sales year over year. We'll just have to see. Bethesda is out there talking about how they're going to be retiring their PC launcher and migrating its library to Steam. Quick summary of the announcement is that the migration option will be available in early April. In May, you won't be able to access the Bethesda Launcher anymore, and migrating from a Bethesda account to a Steam account includes your library and wallet. In some cases, you can transfer saves as well. Another good move. I think that this is the right call. The Bethesda Launcher never really took off. Steam seems to be, the de facto home for everyone. From a DRM perspective, it sucks that we're going to have one major player, but it already exists. So I think for folks that are already in the Steam ecosystem, one less launcher that we have to deal with, it's good. It's a good change. Electronic Arts CEO Andrew Wilson has apparently given employees a frank appraisal of why he believes the company could be better off ending its 30-year relationship with FIFA. In an internal company meeting in November, Wilson told staff that the FIFA license had been, quote, an impediment to EA's ambitions for the game series. In comments provided anonymously to VideoGamesChronicle.com, Wilson claimed that FIFA had precluded EA from expanding its games into modes beyond traditional 11v11 or, quote, a broader digital ecosystem, according to Wilson, and suggested that the only value EA got from the license in non-World Cup years was 4 letters on the front of the box. I really wonder what would happen if FIFA got rebranded and if it would just be as big, or if I think that name is as big. I think that name is as big as the game in a lot of ways. They would just license that to some other company, and then that company would probably start to be the FIFA of the year. But it's one of those things where we don't really know how it'll play unless it happens, in my opinion. Speaking of sales, Square Enix recently talked about its Q3 financial results and put out a briefing. And per usual, Square Enix has no idea how the fuck to plan for things because Guardians of the Galaxy, the incredibly reviewed and Drop Frames Game of the Year for 2021, undersold their initial expectations. Yosuke Matsuda went on to say that the sales initiatives that we kicked off in November 2021 and continued into the new year have resulted in sales growth, and we intend to work to continue to expand sales to make up for the title's slow start. I do think that game showed terribly at E3 and could have been marketed a lot better initially, as it didn't really shine through. But man, they just, Tomb Raider, undersold. Final Fantasy 15, granted, that had its long fair share of problems, undersold. Deus Ex, undersold. Maybe that's something to do than with the marketing around a game and less to do with the games itself. Yeah. They also noted that Final Fantasy 14 has experienced, quote, substantial growth, and that, quote, multiple new titles are planned for Q4, referring to, of course, January 2022 to March 2022. The Pan-Africa Gaming Group, or PAG, is a group that launched today with 10 companies coming together, aiming to bring 1 billion new players to gaming. A group of 10 game studios unveiled itself at the Africa Games Week 2022 event in Cape Town, South Africa. The group wants to grow the Africa gaming industry by 2 times every year to take advantage of rapid growth of youths with internet-connected smartphones on the continent. As none of the companies are substantial enough businesses to be able to compete with global players or to individually bear the cost of educating the market, by coming together under one umbrella as PAG, the companies said that they will have substantial benefits of scale, diversity of skills, and access to capital that they could not get as individual companies. The group includes 10 studios from 10 different African countries, can find a list over at the venturebeat.com article. And it will be governed through a founders council, combining many of the top gaming entrepreneurs across the continent. Awesome. I'd love to see and play games from that region. I'm curious what I don't even know if I've ever played a African developed game. So if this gets these more notoriety, more eyes on them, by all means, bring it on. Let's do it. Valve is getting ready to launch the Steam Deck here in about 2 days, as that will be shipping all of their initial sales. They also released a new tool on the Steam store for you to check the Steam Deck compatibility ratings of all the games you already own ahead of the launch of the Steam Deck. They're saying, quote, it will show the compatibility rating of each title in your library and what sort of experience you can expect to have if you ran them on the deck today. They also said, while we're ramping up and testing more titles than ever before, we want to remind everyone that this process is ongoing. We're testing new titles constantly and are going to continue past launch. The Steam back catalog is huge and new titles are releasing every single day. Just because we haven't tested a game yet doesn't mean it doesn't work well on the deck already. That's going to be a pretty laborious process. And I'm curious if they will rely on any third-party sites or groups to help facilitate some sort of verification process on that. Suppose we'll see. Yeah, it's over at store.steampower.com/steamdeck/mygames. That's where you can go and check that out. Ubisoft has announced the expansion of La Forge. We're not talking about Geordie. We're talking about their R&D model, which apparently has been successful, as they're going to be including it in several studios of their own around the world. Of course, with teams now operating in Canada, China, and France. La Forge acts as a bridge between academic research and video games production. It combines Ubisoft assets and data with the expertise of university researchers to drive innovation forward. And this is all just PR fucking jargon. Innovation forward in the video game industry while contributing to solving real-world problems through scientific publications. Or, NFT. No. After 5 years in exploration and experimentation, the executive director of Ubisoft La Forge, Yves Jacquer, that's probably a terrible pronunciation, I apologize, stated, quote, our goal is to continue to grow while persevering our DNA, providing Ubisoft with in-depth knowledge on the disruptive technologies that empower our teams to deliver unique and immersive experiences through responsible, people-centric development. NFTs. Also over at Ubisoft, they announced that a Rainbow Six tournament was going to be happening in the UAE. And now they've canceled it. They put out a statement. We'll read a little bit of it here. Last Sunday, we announced our plans to organize a Six Major in the United Arab Emirates. Over the past 6 years, we've seen the emergence of an enthusiastic, competitive Rainbow Six Siege scene in the MENA region, a community of local players and fans we wanted to highlight and celebrate. We want to stress that the safety and well-being of all of our events participants and staff is always our primary concern. We are proud of what the Rainbow Six Siege represents as a world where diversity, inclusion, and acceptance are at its core. Choosing this location for a Six Major was the result of an extensive discussion with our local teams in the region, the UAE government, and our local esports partner, and their collective commitment that a Six Major in Abu Dhabi would be an event in which anyone of all gender identities, sexual orientations, cultural backgrounds, or other individual traits would be included and welcomed, as has been the case with numerous other events previously held in the city. With that in mind, we also heard loud and clear that members of the international Siege community questioned this choice, and we have taken the decision to move the Six Major of August 2022 to another Rainbow Six esports region, with the exact location yet to be determined. In the spirit of fostering all of our local communities around the world and all their diversity, dedication, and passion for the game, we will keep on developing and structuring our competitive activities in MENA through local and regional tournaments and activations. Then they go on to talk a little bit about the region and all, what they have planned for the Rainbow Six Siege community. For audio listeners, a cat jumped on my desk. Get off. Thank you. BioWare has released a short blog post about Dragon Age. They're saying that the development is ongoing and is on schedule. And quote, they are in the middle of production. The design direction of the game is well understood and the team is focused. Their number one priority needs to be quality, and that we will, quote, hear more later this year. Shadow Warrior 3 will be launching day one on PlayStation Now. PlayStation Now is, of course, the streaming solution over there. We'll see how that goes. That'll be kind of a test to see what that platform is like and how it handles it. Also in PlayStation news, the PSVR2 headset has some more details. As those have been revealed, they're going to focus on ergonomics and comfort. It will have an adjustable headband. It'll include a adjustable scope and headphone jack at the same spot as the PSVR 1. We'll have new lens adjustment dial, less weight, it'll be slimmer, a new built-in motor, and a new vent will help lens fog will be included. I never really experienced lens fog before. Elden Ring review scores are out.
Oh, Elden Ring.
The lowest score by my count that I saw was like an 8.5. It's currently the highest open critic reviewed game of all time with a 97. 108 critics have reviewed it. Seems crazy. People are calling it a masterpiece. Looking like that game is going to live up to the hype. Absolutely phenomenal. I cannot wait to dive in. It's crazy that it's now the highest reviewed game, highest rated reviewed game of all time. Insane. We got the PlayStation Plus lineup as well for March. That includes Ghost Runner for the PS5 only, Team Sonic Racing, Ghost of Tsushima Legends, and Ark Survival Edition for the PS4. A little bit of random gaming news from across the industry. During the Nier Automata's 5-year anniversary that they recently celebrated, the Nier Automata anime was officially confirmed. You can find more information at nierautomata-anime.com. That Uncharted movie came out, and it's generated $106.4 million at the global box office in a single weekend. The Sony Pictures Motion Group CEO Tom Rothman declared Uncharted as, quote, a new hit movie franchise. I really wonder if Tom Holland wants to get attached to another franchise. Review-wise, that thing didn't go so well, but it seems like people didn't give a shit and they got in the theaters and went and watched it. 106 million, that's pretty big opening. So congratulations to them. Twitch, the website that I'm currently streaming at, is implementing a new initiative that in their eyes, I'm going to change the quote there, could alleviate one of the biggest stressors of content creation, unreliable income. The Ad Incentive Program, or AIP, is a new program that will pay select streamers a guaranteed minimum amount of ad revenue. Qualified affiliate or partner streamers will receive a notification from Twitch offering them different payouts based on the amount of ads run per hour and total hours streamed. In the example Twitch provided, if a creator streamed for at least 40 hours that month, they could receive $100 for running 2 minutes of ads per hour, $300 for 3 minutes, or $500 for 4 minutes. In addition to these tiered incentives, the AIP also comes with an ad management feature that controls when ads are played during a stream, alleviating the burden of timing ad breaks. I think all it does, though, is just run an ad on a schedule. This program got announced on Twitter. It's not going that well. I've seen a handful of streamers kind of discuss it and state that if they just ran ads normally, they would actually, make more than what the program was offering them. We'll see what occurs. It's still too little information to go off of, but From my point of view, at this point in time, from what has been tweeted, I don't think any partner should ever agree to this. The ad rates seem really bad, and I would love to see from Twitch who this is made for. We'll probably be discussing this in more depth on Drop Frames on Sunday, so if you want to watch that, by all means, we'd love to have you. Speaking of Twitch, they reached a viewership of over 2 billion hours watched in January, according to Stream Elements analytics partner Rainmaker.gg. Facebook Gaming, on the other hand, set a new record as it accumulated 617 million hours during the month. In terms of games watched on the Twitch platform in January, League of Legends was the most watched title at 179 million hours. It was followed by Grand Theft Auto 5 at 149 million, Escape from Tarkov at 91 million, Valorant at 79, and Fortnite at 64. According to Stream Elements, this was an increase of 842% when compared to its 6.7 million hours watched during December of 2021. Why the hell was it so high? That's wild. If you follow the Twitter user Sunhee Legend, you know who he is. If you don't, go follow that account. He now has announced that he will be working and joined the Guerrilla team on whatever they're going to be working on next. Maybe another Horizon game. It's twitter.com/Sunhee, SUNHI Legend. The reason you want to follow him? Badass clips of video game badassery. That's what he excels at. I have no idea what he's being brought on to work for, but he makes really good clips of action-oriented games like Devil May Cry, Dark Souls, all that type of stuff. He's very good at it. Very slow-mo oriented stuff. He's incredible. Go check his Twitter out if you do not already follow him. And then in the world of rumors, apparently 2K is going to be launching multiple officially licensed Lego sports games. The first game will feature a Lego football/soccer game by Sumo Digital. Some of these games might feature guest appearances from other licenses as well. We'll see. The Lego IP is a big brand, so I could see it selling very, very well. VideoGamesChronicle.com has more information on that if you want to see it. That is going to do it for the news. I'm going to go figure out why the cat jumped on the desk, also why it smells like ammonia. If you're a cat owner, you know exactly why. For everyone else, we'll see you maybe Friday for another JPNN. It really depends if I want to pull myself away from Elden Ring. I'm not sure anyone else will want to, so we'll see how that goes. We'll be playing that on stream if you want to join us tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, and we'll go from there. Okay? We're out of here. Have a good one. Bye-bye.